Okay, it's the end of the semester. Congratulations, you've made it. There's a few of you left, but you're the strong and the proud. We're getting ready to turn in all of our assignments from the semester so that your instructor can have a record of your work to show other students, to showcase on the website, potentially the photo website, and also so that if you're on the border between, let's say, an A and a B, I can go back and look at all of your images and see a marked improvement, hopefully. So your goal here, it's worth part of your final project, it's worth 50 points, is by our last class meeting, or by the time the lab closes, put in the Dropbox a folder with your name on it, _final, and include all of your assignments. Now, some of you might be panicking. Well, my hard drive failed, or I lost some of my assignments. Just turn in what you have, okay, available. It's really helpful for me. I collect these as examples to show next semester, and also, again, like I said, to show off our work, oftentimes on the homepage, the website at the City College here, or to see your improvement from the semester. So using Lightroom is a production tool that makes this kind of thing easy. What I recommend you do is, if you have your assignments in a collection, go ahead and grab them. Or if you have your assignments flagged or rated, put them into a collection together as step one. That would probably be easiest. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and take all of these. They're in a collection together, or rather, here's rule breaking. That's kind of a lot of pictures, but I'll use this as an example. So let's say that this top row is all rule breaking, and I want to go ahead and use file renaming to easily rename these images. I can simply go up to my library and choose rename photos, and because I have multiple photos selected, it's going to make it easy for me to rename them. So I'm going to go ahead and choose rename, and it'll say, what do you want to rename them as? It depends on what your settings are. Let's take a look at our settings. Right now I have a custom text that I want to put in. That's my name and the name of the assignment, and then a sequence number. And I recommend that, so I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to just backspace out of all this stuff. I'm going to put in a custom text bubble. Shift dash gives me an underscore, and then I want to put in a sequence number, okay? And say done. Then it asks you, what do you want to enter in here? Well, I'm going to put my name first, probably, because that makes more sense. And then rules assignment, or rule following, or rule breaking. But the rules assignment, that's fine. And then the start number is going to be 1. I'm going to say okay, and it says it couldn't find some of my pictures here, but let's see the pictures that it did find. You can see down here at the bottom, it went ahead and renamed that photograph, okay? So that's pretty cool and pretty easy. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to find the next group of pictures here. Let's say that this is a portrait. We look like we're thrilled. And this one here, and I'm going to go up to library, rename photos. Notice that my settings are the same as they were before, but this time I'm going to put portrait. Okay, and say okay, and those are renamed. When I'm ready to export, after I've renamed my images, when I'm ready to export them, I'm going to select all the ones that I'm ready to export. You can select them by hand, or you can add them to a collection. Okay, I could make these their own collection if I wanted to by hitting plus. Create a collection with the images selected. I'm going to say these are for final export, so that I can gather all of the pictures that are ready to export that have already been renamed. Oops, I was going to delete that one since it's offline. that have already been remained into one place. And when I'm ready, when I have all my assignments in there, okay, what assignments should be in here? Well, let's think. Not the scavenger hunt. I don't want that one. If you have some beautiful light a subject, I'd love those. But I know they're already on Flickr, so that's not required. But if you would like to give me just a handful of light a subject, like no more than 3 to 5, then I'd love to have those for the file because you guys did a nice job on those. Storytelling, you don't have to include storytelling, but if you feel like your storytelling, because it's on Flickr, but if you feel like it was successful, show me those, okay? Because I will go and look at all of your assignments when I'm doing my final grading, so you're kind of making a case for yourself. What else are the other assignments here? We have the color wheel assignment. And the storytelling is the same, yeah. So color wheel assignment, your portrait and self-portrait assignment, the rule breaking and rule following assignment, and then your final assignment. So this means that today you might not have your final assignment ready because you're still working on it, but you can start to assemble these other ones and then add your final assignment when you get here next week, okay? And so you're going to collect all of those here. Make sure that they are edited in Lightroom. Make sure that you have your copyright embedded in the metadata, because if I'm keeping these files into the future and I'm showing them to people, it's a good idea to have your metadata embedded, right? And then what you're going to do is go to File and choose Export. There's all kinds of options here for how to export. If you would like, you can choose to export them to your desktop. You're going to put them in a folder, Gentry, Final. The file naming, you're going to uncheck Rename because they all have different file names and you've already renamed them, so you're going to uncheck that. Okay. File settings. This is a good standard file setting. JPEG sRGB is for on-screen display, a quality of 80. That's perfectly fine. Okay. Image sizing. You can resize them if you want so that the long edge is 10 inches. And I actually don't need, 300 is fine, but like a smaller resolution for on-screen display works too, if you'd rather give me smaller files. So this is fine, anywhere between, 72 and 300 ppi, I'm pretty easy. And then you can sharpen them for screen if you want to, just to see what they look like. Should you add your watermark? I really prefer that you don't. And this is because I think if I'd shown you guys pictures with watermarks on them, for examples, it would have bothered you. As part of your agreement, being a City College student, I can show your work to other students. And I would like to, but I would like to do it with your blessing and permission. So you need to hand this in. I'm going to say export. Please don't put a watermark on it. We can see in the progress bar up here it's working. But if you'd like to not have your pictures shown anywhere, what you can do is add a text file in here under the README section with a program like TextEdit. You could say, Erica, please don't show my photos. Okay? And you can save it in here on the desktop in the folder with your other pictures. And just say, don't show. Okay, and that way I'll have a look at it and I'll know that you really prefer not to have your pictures shown, anywhere. Does that sound fair? Okay, so that's what we're doing today. I did make a little movie. I'm going to go ahead and stop the movie and put it in the server for you.